Please. Please don't. So there's a decent unsettling film in there. It's just trapped inside a bad one. Welcome to the After the Screen podcast. My name's Chris, the independent filmmaker.
I'm Jess, the non-independent filmmaker.
That's right. And we're coming to you again. This is Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Yeah. And
Go Seahawks.
yes. And we have another movie review for you today. What do we have? As you saw at the trailer, what is it?
Strangers Chapter 3.
That's right. Strangers Chapter 3. It's finally come to an end, I think.
Yes.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Oh, then we'll find out.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a little hint at the end, so.
That's right. All right. So not really much about this since you've been probably following this from chapter 1 and 2. This one literally picks up right after chapter 2 ends. Maya's just killed one of the strangers and she is still on the run. And the strangers are after her, the sheriff's after her, everybody in the town's after her. So
she's still fighting for her life.
She's still fighting for her life. Her family shows up, which kind of is pointless. If you find out, I was going to talk about that as well. She has a interesting ending to this as well.
Very interesting.
Which we'll talk about a little bit as well. So that's pretty much the synopsis of it. It's not much to tell.
Not much else.
No. So what I wanted to talk about first is just the differences in these films, because it is 3 films, and literally the first one is a home invasion. It's literally almost the exact carbon copy of the 2008 one that most beloved people like. And then the second one is pretty much a chase scene for an hour and a half. And then this one was supposed to wrap it all up, give you the whole backstory.
With a pretty bow on it.
With a pretty bow on it, and why they were doing what they do, which you do get, but is it satisfying?
Or is it too much? Yeah.
I
think we're on some of the opposite sides of the fence a little bit on some things here.
It gave you what it promised. It was like, we're going to tell you what's going on, but it didn't have a great delivery. Do you think?
I think some things could have been definitely delivered better or just left out altogether.
Well, the original concept was, what was the whole thing about it? Why they were doing what they're doing. Most people out there are like, I don't want to know why they're doing what they're doing. And I can see that because, like, I guess, if you don't know why somebody's doing something, it's scary.
Yeah. And it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. So it is kind of freaky that people are just showing up at your house. And what are they saying? Why did you pick me? Just because you were here. That was the whole line, is like, you were just here. Nobody really wanted to know why they were here. But then the filmmakers decide to go a certain way with it. And they're like, well, we're going to tell you why. I argue that can be just as creepy, because as a writer and as a filmmaker, and as a person that likes psychology, like I know you do, you kind of want to know the reason behind, because you like
I like my reasons behind
things. Your murder mysteries, right?
Yeah, because I think I like to know why people tick and why people do the things that they do. So I think for me, it was like when I found out more of the backstory and the flashbacks in this movie, it was like, oh, okay, I'm okay with it. And then I think for you, you were like, I could have cared less. So
a little bit. I do like that they show that they were off kilter kind of people. And you go back to the beginning and you're like, okay, he was a serial killer from a kid.
Yeah. They
kind of like a Michael Myers and Michael Myers, at least he started as a kid killer. And I like that, but most people are like, no, I don't want that at all. So, and they say it took the mystery out of Stranger, because if I get to know you, then you're not a stranger anymore. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Another a gripe of mine, and I know I talked about this in the theater about it, was the pacing of this film was off. It really bothered me. It was a little slow. It was definitely a slow burn, right?
It definitely had a few moments that could have upticked it a little.
And then when I write, I put flashbacks in, because I think flashbacks, some writers go, no, don't do flashbacks at all. This film had so many flashbacks. It was like, it was like 12 years back, 2 years back, forward, back forward. I was just like, my head's spinning around. I don't know where you are. They stuffed so much into that third
act.
The third chapter.
Well, third chapter, yeah.
The third chapter, that it was just like, it was so off kilter of, the weight of learning about the characters. It was almost like, to me, it was an afterthought. I'm like, oh, let's just write all of these in at the end.
Yeah, and I think for me, it was like, you're having to keep up on the timeline, especially with the flashbacks. It's like the first shot in the film is literally 2003 at a motel. And
Yeah.
then it just shows you that flashback and then cuts exactly where chapter 2 left off with the ambulance scene. So, and then just through the film, you're having to pay attention to the dates and, you know, like
Yeah,
the
you are.
month and the year. So you're kind of like, cause you leaned over at me, you're like, well, what the hell are we watching again? Like, what's going on? Like, where are we in this film?
Yeah, and
So-
for a horror film that you're confusing me that much, it's just
Yeah.
really. And to me, not to blame on the editor, but it was an editing problem. I was like, just give me the film. Give me the film. Let me put it on my computer and let me edit this thing because I can trim this thing down. If you're going to do a reveal thing, because I'm okay with that, because most people are like, don't touch it. It's already this way. This is the way it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to know anything about the strangers. But I'm like, okay, you're a filmmaker. You get the rights to it. I'm going to change it up a little bit and see, you know, if I can go this direction with it. Perfectly fine with that. It didn't work totally for Rennie Harlan, but that's okay. But the editing, to me, it was, you could have trimmed,
You could have trimmed some fat off.
you could have trimmed some fat off. I don't think you needed 3 chapters to do this. I think you could have done this in one long film or 2 at the most. What do you think?
Yes and no.
Yes and no? Okay.
Yeah. I'd have to rewatch.
That's the problem. So you got to rewatch it.
Because we have to rewatch. I'd have to rewatch chapter 1 because I don't think I paid that much attention to it. And then I enjoyed chapter 2. I enjoyed this one, but I agree. I think some characters could have been just written out.
Well, let's speak about that. Her whole family showing up, her sister, her husband, her boyfriend, whatever he was, and their bodyguard, PI guy, whatever
Which was pointless character.
They were whole pointless. They all got killed, and or her sister did got killed. I don't know.
I
We don't even know.
she got killed. Who knows?
She was in the truck at the end, but I don't even know if she was dead or alive because they didn't really say anything. But they all show up and they all die, and they didn't change the story. No, what that is one thing that they just put those characters in there to. Because you only had a couple characters, you only had a couple strangers and Maya. So like, well, we need to put extra people in there. You can't watch an hour and a half of that, which again, you could have trimmed all that out. Editor here, you know, trim all that out. And then you didn't need it because the bodyguard goes into the sawmill and
Bang, dead.
Bang, dead, you're dead. And I'm like,
That was the lamest kill in the entire movie. I was like, pointless.
I don't get it. So it is a slow burn for sure. And I think we've talked about so many slow burn horror movies there. Osgood Perkins, another level to me, but that's another different slow burn. This is a slow burn that didn't need to be a slow burn. I don't even know if this, I forgot to look. I don't even know if this was an R rated or a PG-13. It feels very PG-13.
I would say PG-13 because a lot of the kills were off screen.
And that's where I was going with it. The kills were off screen. They were more brutal. I do agree that the Scarecrow guy was more brutal this time. It was gritty, brutal. And we're going to get into these are the things that I kind of liked about it. It was like, okay, yeah, the kills were off screen, but he was
more violent.
With a guy that's got a heavy jacket on and a mask on the whole time. I could feel his anger going up or his desperation going up or that he cared for, you know, because this kind of turns into a story of like his girl, you know, that they grew up together and became serial killers together that gets killed. Now he wants to replace her with Maya, which I'm okay with that. It's just like he saw something in Maya because she's unkillable in a way too. So he wanted to replace her with that. But their interactions, because he puts the mask on her, right? Makes her wear the mask. And then we can go to that's the scene in the
motel.
The motel. I really like that scene.
Probably like one of the raw scenes in the whole film.
It was very raw. And a lot of emotion and a lot for her to emote and him to emote through masks, you know, and having her, spoiler, him having her he's trying to get her to kill the woman in there, and he does. So it was just very raw kind of thing for them to go through. And I felt it even though they had masks on. So I give them kudos for that as well.
The acting was a lot better.
She didn't have a lot of emotion, but I felt like there was a lot of tension and brutality throughout this one more than some of the other ones. It was just because it was more intimate to me, and it became more intimate and brutal because you did bring it down to just a relationship
between now Maya and what was his name? Scarecrow?
Yeah. Basso's character?
Gabriel Basso's character.
Yeah.
Feeling their relationship and their closeness and how much now he was starting to have a connection and a bond with her so quickly. So I think for me, it was like I saw this film in a different little bit of light because, again, I love psychology. I love the whole backstory of it. I love seeing people flip their emotions and going from
Right.
somebody so sadistically insane to start to feel something else for a whole different person. So
No, I agree.
I enjoyed it.
I know you you enjoyed it a little more. I get it. I get it again. And I think her arc, Maya's arc, was pretty good because she did go from a character that was running scared to somebody that was going to be like, yeah,
Like, I'm going to fight. And I also think, like, I know a lot of people, I think, have like been very upset with her character in the sense of like she's lost the emotion. Because in chapter 2, I mean, she did nothing but cry the whole damn time. And it was like her emotions were so raw and so gritty. And for this, it's like you just saw that change and that evolution in her of just like, I
Right.
have got to be in fight or flight mode. And the light does go out in her eyes a little bit, but it's just, to me, I loved it because you have to get to that point. It's like the emotional phases, you know, you go through the emotion, the anger, whatever.
now what's going on? You forget her emotional journey. So if you're picking it up here, it's just kind of weird because then you're like, well, she just has this one sad lost puppy emotion at this point. It's kind of weird, but I did think her arc was good. I even think the Scarecrow's arc was good too because he went from brutal killer to being more, you know, emotional about it, emotionally attached to her and willing to just, you know, kind of maybe die for her at the end and just give up kind of thing because it's either that or nothing for him in a way. So that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, this was a mess at times, but I think there is a good movie in there if it's fixed. Because even the writing,
Oh God.
some of the writing, and I think it was not so much the writing in there. I think it's the structure of it. You know, to me, one long one, super condensed down would work well. Give the emotional and the journey of why the backstory through the whole, or two, still give the journey and the backstory through it, and don't throw it all at the end because it does seem just thrown at the wall at the end. Like they shot everything and they're like, oh no, we can go back and shoot the ending and make up some other stuff at the end. And I just make some things up at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think that's the thing is people get so stuck on the like OG films that originally made that there's no open-mindedness to the new way of like making these films. I loved the ending. I thought the ending was, but I'm very much like I can figure out things very quickly too. And I'm like, okay, either one thing is going to happen. Either she's going to end up being like, all right, let's join forces. We're going to be serial killers together and continue this ridiculousness, or she's going to kill him to end it all.
Right.
So I think for me, it was like that trying to lure him in and get him close to her to finally finish it all.
Okay.
Chemistry between the two of them was so good. So, yeah.
Okay.
And there was candles and it was romantic.
Yeah. In a dark,
creepy
dingy basement. There.
No, there's nothing romantic about
speaking
that.
Speaking of that too, I think it was shot very well. It was lit very well. I always like that dark, gritty ness. And I mean, obviously it was all at night pretty much, I think, that whole thing. It was just a continuation of the night before. The sound design was good because a lot of those kills are off. So you really have to rely on the sound design to make those kills even brutal. The acting and the sound design together, if you're not going to show it, it did feel more brutal. Kudos to the sound design and the actor for that. The music was even good too. The old school.
Oh yeah.
The old school was 80s, 70s, I think, music in there. So I really enjoyed that too. So there were some other good points about it as well. What would you recommend? What's your screaming?
Go see it. My Screaming Smiles.
Your Screaming Smiles recommendation out of 5.
I think I'm on a 3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, I'm on a 3.
All right.
There was things like that I definitely think were issues, but overall I enjoyed the film.
Yeah, mine is 2.2 out of 5.
Ooh,
2 out of 5.
Dang.
I think it's my lowest one yet that I've done. One of my lower ones. I would say wait till if you've watched the other 2, finish it up.
Just do it.
It's for me. I like to need things that are finished. So
I gotta know the unknown.
I gotta finish it up. It's like I gotta clear all my emails out. I need things finished. So just finish it, whether you finish it at home or on the theater.
And go into an open mind a little bit more.
Open mind. Yeah. All right. So if you've been enjoying this content, please like and subscribe, comment below. Please Comment. We do love your comments. We respond to all your comments.
Mm-hmm.
Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. Tell us what your favorite trilogy movie is, horror trilogy movie,
Ooh.
or more, like just a series of movies. It can be more, like, like Michael Myers and Halloween and all those are more than 3 movies, but just tell us what your favorite overall series of movies is. Yeah. And until next time, we'll see you soon.
See ya.